Hi, so I am going to show several demos that are quick. The first one is going to be the splattering technique. So I have my old toothbrush. I'm using my Holbein Scarlet Lake watercolor. It's this pretty red. I have my 2 cups of water. Sorry, you can't see that. I have my 2 cups of water. My old toothbrush for my splattering technique. My Holbein watercolor Scarlet Lake. It's a pretty red color. I have my paper towel. I'm working on hot press watercolor paper, and it's on a block, so I don't need to really take it off and tape it down. I put this masking tape in the middle because I wanted to show different techniques, but I didn't want to waste like this big sheet of paper, and so I wanted to use most of it for these 3 techniques I want to show today. So I'm going to start with the splattering technique. So I have a round brush here. I have that Scarlet Lake watercolor. So I'm just dipping only the tip of my brush in the watercolor. In the water, excuse me. Now I loaded my brush. There's my blob of pigment. See how it's tacky? Like you wouldn't apply this watercolor because it's thick. So now I'm going to clean off my brush. Ooh, that's a pretty color. And my brush is thoroughly clean. Yay, it's gone. I dried off my brush on my paper towel. And now I'm going to dip the tip of my brush again in the water. Ah, beautiful saturated color. Fluid. This is good. Okay. Now I'm going to clean off my brush again. And you can still hear me. That's good. Okay. So now I'm going to take my old toothbrush and see how I scrub into it. So I'm like loading my brush. And now I'm going to hold back my brush. So, sorry, there it's loaded. Now I'm going to hold back my brush and let's see if you can see. Flick, flick, flick. So that's the splattering technique. So what I did was I just pulled back on the bristles and flicked on my piece of paper. So that's how you do the splattering technique. Okay, so you saw that. Now, on this other side, I want to show you how to start to use a wash. Now, I'm just going to demo with one color, which is this scarlet red. This is a little thick, so it needs a little more water, just a tiny bit. So just dip again the tip. Nice and fluid, and it's a saturated color. So see that? That's called a watercolor bead. Now, see how I'm holding the end of my brush, and it's just the tip. And I'm gently I think I want to go back for more. Mm. I'm running out, so I need to go back. So what you don't want to do is, so this is a blossom effect. What you want to do is you want to go back and, sorry. So you want to start with a watercolor bead. Oh, this is a light wash. And I have plenty of pool of color. There. Yes. And you still want to hold at the end of your brush also too. You have to be methodical. And then I don't make washes that often as much, but not this, because I didn't want a blossom effect, and I got that because it was a wet area, and then I put more water on that area, and that's how I got that. But this is much more even. This is what you want. I'd go back now thinking about it, I'd go back into this and I would want to change that, but this is what you want. So, sorry, my kitty. You want to start with a watercolor bead and you want to push around that bead. It's probably going to do a blossom effect there. There. I keep pushing it around. Pushing it around. And then once you run out of your bead, there's still some there, then you go back and you get more. With watercolor, you have to be really methodical too. I feel. So I don't like this, but if I had more time and also if I wasn't demoing on pre-recorded, but starting with a watercolor bead and pushing it. we go. Okay. So there and continuing. I like working on smaller surfaces for this rather than something big. I don't know. That's just me. It doesn't mean you have to make small watercolors. That's absolutely not true. Okay, so stippling. This is stippling, just a dot. There. And some stippling. Now, if you wanted just a little more body. Ooh. So there, stippling. Stippling, stippling. There's that bead. Pushing it around. There. You want it to be nice and even. I don't like this. You want it to be like that. This is good. I wouldn't want that. Okay. Ooh. So there's the dots. I don't know if you saw that. Here, let me. So stippling. Stippling. There. That's stippling. Stippling. Okay. Did you see that? Thank you.